waited for so long. But tomorrow we shall make sure we start at 11:30. So when we talk about gaming, there are always a few things that you have to consider while building games. First of all, the first thing that you have to always put in mind is the person who is playing. Are they really getting attracted to continue with the game, or it's what you're going to build is something which someone, just by playing within 2 minutes, they get bored and then they choose to uninstall the game from their phone and then maybe install another game. So what you have to consider, what you have to put in mind is to make it attractive. And to make it attractive, you have to make the, first of all, the player experience to be good by creating good backdrops, by creating good sprites, by having motivation aspects like health, maybe the levels. So today we are going to start over with that journey, and I'm going to be highlighting all those different aspects as we proceed. So to begin with, I just want to make the first game that we always make with your friends is the fruit blast, or maybe I can call it I don't know their names, but those games are different. They have different names. Some phones can, Android people can call them Fruit Blast. Then iPhone users can call it maybe. So let's just make one which someone collects, has to collect the fruits, and then when they collect the fruits, they get score. Their scores has to increase, and maybe we can create also levels in our game. So what we have to do first is to delete the cat, because you don't need the cat in your new game. And then just come here to get a new sprite. And I want you to get, just get any fruit. So I'll take some banana here. And then I come again here to choose a sprite. If I'm too fast, please let me know. Then I come to choose another sprite here, which is now, you can just click on food here, then you will get all of them coming here. Then I need an apple. And because of this is our first game, I'm just going to have three fruits. Then I get another one, which is, maybe let me get some orange. So I get an orange. So I have 3 fruits here. Now, what happens to the fruits? The fruits are doing nothing until you add code to them. And the code in this case will be, we're just going to be making the fruits to fall down, and we are going to be collecting them through. So you get the barrel to collect them where someone has to move it left to right. And then I still go to food, and I'll just get this barrel. If it doesn't work for you, then you can get another something different, or you paint your own. So I always want to just get what is here to save time. And so I have my barrel, which will be moving from left to right. And then I have to be collecting. If the fruit falls down, then the game is over. So you have played this game. I'm so sure that everyone, this was your first game you played when you just got your parents' phone. Then now what you have to do, the ball can't be the same size with the fruit. So you have to just click on the fruit like this apple, then come here where there is size, this size here. And then, sorry if I'm, let me just first share the link for those of you who are just joining in.
I'm joining on another gadget.
All right, no worries. You can first leave, then join on another gadget. So let me also share.
I'll screen share what I made.
Okay, let me first explaining this game, then you're going to screen share what you made. So let me also get, for those who have just joined us today, please feel free to use this link to join the online software. And to download the software, you are going to have, we sent you the link to download. I hope you, if you still didn't download, then you can use this chance to download. And let me just share that link as well before we proceed.
Okay, teacher, I'm going to leave. Teacher, I'm leaving the account.
All right. So I'm just getting the link for some of you to download this software, but you can use that. That's the online version you can use for now. Then after at the end, maybe I'm going to let you. So I see Rana's hand is up. Rana, do you want to say something? Rana, your hand is up. You want to say something, please go ahead. I can't hear you. You just type in the chat. Just type your question in the chat. Maybe your microphone is not working fine for you. Okay, let's proceed. You can type your question in the chat if your microphone is not working well. Now, someone needs to unmute. Let me see who that is. Okay. All right. Now, I said the first thing you have to do is to reduce the size of the apple. Maybe that size I can make it to be 20 or 50. And I don't know what's making that noise. Okay. First, I want everyone first. There's that noise that Rana, can you first mute yourself? Okay, sorry about that. Now, this is the first fruit here, which is an apple. It has to be a smaller size like this. Then change the banana. You click on the banana as well. Then change to maybe also 50. You can select the size 50. And sorry, I just have to. Okay, so what I was saying is sorry about the noise. Then you increase the size. You can decide to increase the size of the ball. So when I click on the ball, it's highlighted and I can modify it. And then I just turn this to maybe 150, like that. I hope everyone is now at this point here. So now you need to start programming. You start with the ball. So what I'm going to do first is to come to events and I say, when green flag is clicked, let me just zoom out. And when green flag is clicked, what I want is to make this, to give controls to this ball by using if you're using a computer, you just have to use this, you come to sensing, but before going to sensing, I want you to go to the controls here and then just get an if here. You want to say If someone is pressing the left key, then move the vowel to the left. If someone is pressing the right key on the keyboard, then move the vowel to the right. So that's just a simple technique that you can add here, and it's under sensing. So here you can say if key. So you see here we have key, we have this mouse, the first key under sensing is touching mouse pointer. This, you ignore this, then you go to this one, which is after answer, which has key space. And then you just put it inside this diamond space. Then click on key left arrow. You click on this arrow to select left arrow. Then you will do the same for another if for the right arrow. So I will say if key left arrow is pressed, then I need to change X by negative. So it goes to the left. Before I do that, let me just add another if here. So I go to if then, and I add, this one is for another key, which is now right key. So I go to sensing and I get if key. Now this one is going to be for the right arrow. If someone presses the right arrow on my keyboard, this has to go now to the right like this. So how would you do that? You come to motion, because we are now talking about moving something. So it's all under motion, and you say, you ignore move. It's different from saying move. If you just say move, this is what would happen. And when I press the, let me first start this. So nothing would happen. But if I just said move, then this is just going to be moving slow, but I just moving slowly by step by step. But I want it to just move freely like that. So what I would do, I get the change X. Change X is here. If you say change Y, it's going to go upwards like this. But now if you say change X, it's going to go on the horizontal axis like that. So what I say now, I say change X. This one for right arrow is change X by 10, but this one for left arrow is change X by minus. So here in this case, you say change X by minus 10, because it's going to the opposite direction. This one is going to the right, this one is going to the left, but they are all moving on the horizontal axis like this. So when I say, when green flag is clicked, these are the controls for this vowel. Now you need to put one more block, which is the forever. So you still go to control, because I want this to be happening continuously. Anytime someone wants to go left, they should go left. Anytime they want to go right, they should go right. And that's why this forever is important, to close all like that. So now this is now the program for this vowel. So let me try out. When I click the green flag, I can go to the right, and I can just move this along like that anytime someone. So, and the speed also can be increased by maybe increasing this number of steps. If you want to reduce the speed, you just reduce the number of steps here. So that's how easy we can control this like that. So now this vowel, I've given the vowel motion. The next thing I have to do is to give the fruits motion. But you remember, when I click on the fruits, I have not added any code here, any instruction, and that's what I'm going to do. So to add instruction, if you have a question, if I'm going too fast, please feel free to raise up your hand or just type in the chat so I don't leave anyone behind. Now, for the fruit, I'm going to start with the apple. And for the apple, I'm just going to go to events. And I say, when green flag is clicked here, let me increase zoom in. When green flag is clicked, what I want for the apple to do, I want the apple to be falling down, but coming from a random position, because if it just comes from here every time, someone is going to be able to just keep the ball here such that they keep on getting the points. But I want it to be surprising them from by where it comes from. And now that's where I want your attention to see how we apply the random operators. So when I come to the apple, I will say, when green flag is clicked, the first thing you have to do is to hide. I don't want this, I want the apple to first come around here, to come up, and I don't want someone to see where it's coming from. So I just place it somewhere above my screen like this. Then I say go to, I go to motion, and I say go to that position here. Because this position here, which you see X, has to be the same X that you're seeing in here. And the Y here is the same Y you're seeing here. Now, meaning the apple will always first go here. And after going to that position, it will always hide. So I will now say hide. So I go to looks. And then I just decide to hide. The original apple is going to hide. And then after hiding, we need to now introduce a concept called, because we want them to keep on falling, but we don't want to program so many apples here. So you can just program one apple to keep on reproducing itself. How does it reproduce itself? It's by the power of this block called under control. You go under control, there's this block called clone. Creating a clone is like producing a child, you get. Just like you can see, when I say create a clone of myself, I'm creating someone who looks like me. You get. So someone who looks like me is a clone of myself. And what I will do, I have to keep on creating the clone of myself. So I'll need a forever under control here. And then I just have something like this. So how often should I produce myself? So how often should I produce? Should this be producing another apple to fall down? Now that's where we bring in the aspect of waiting, still under control. We have that time lag, or maybe that delay before bringing in another sprite or another apple to fall down. So I say wait, and I can say after every 5 seconds, I need you to produce someone. As simple as that. Now, upon that, you now bring this block. When I start as clone, if I'm too fast, please let me know. I see Dilwyn saying, teacher, how do you put games on? Okay, that will come later. That will come later. Let's first build them, then we shall see how we can put them. Now, if I'm going too fast, you can always let me know in the chat, or if I'm not explaining very well, then you can always let me know as well. So here I will say, when I start as clone, what I want to do is to show. So I'll go to looks, because now the child has to be shown here. So under looks, I'll go to show here. Then under show, after show, I'm going to now put another block, which is going to be directing our sprite or our, because now at this point, it's just going to show and nothing is going to be happening. So someone is asking the link for opening Scratch. Let me share that again. Let me just share the link one more time. So this is the link for opening Scratch online. This one is done for downloading, but this one you can open it online for now because of time. So after saying when I start, after showing, then you need it to point downwards. So what I would do in this case, I would go to motion, and then I just choose the point in direction this one, point in direction. And the direction should be 180 degrees downwards here. This arrow has to point downwards to show that now the sprite has to go downwards like that. So this is angle, the direction is 180. Or you can just use the pointer when you click inside here. You just make it point where you want it to point. Now, in this case, this is pointing down. Now I need it to move downwards forever. So I go to control and I get my forever here, put it here. I see Benjamin's hand is up. Benjamin, please, do you want to unmute?
Yes.
Yes, please.
How do you move the fruits and make them in position?
You just click on them like this, then put them where you want them to be.
Okay.
Yeah. So then you have to first,
Thank you.
in the beginning, you have to put them upwards such that they keep on falling from upwards here.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, let's also give a chance to Christian. Christian, please unmute. Okay, Christian is not, I think I can't hear him. Maybe you can try first rejoin with your audio and then I'll give you a chance afterwards. So now at this point, when I come back to my Apple here, when I start as clone, I show, then I point downwards, then forever I need to move this. Now I still go to motion, and then you go get a block which has move. Just get it freely and move it, put it inside the forever like that. Then the apples will start falling, of course. And you now need to say, how often do they, okay, now, where will they be coming from? So now this is the point where I bring in the aspect of if. Let me see if I can point them in random position. So I go to you get a go, you still go to motion. I go to motion and I get this, let me see where I can get the random. I go to this go to. So after, even before showing, you just let it to go to this position. I'm going to tell you why. And instead of going now to this position, the X has to change. That's where you bring in the random operator. You see now here, it's just falling from one point. So if I want it to come from a random position, I have to go to operators here. And under operators, I will just get the pick random here. Pick random operator, then put it where there is, where there is a X, not Y. The Y is okay, it can just be permanently at this point, but then the X, it has to come either from, maybe if it's coming from here, maybe from here, like that. It keeps on changing. And to do that, I would say pick random from minus, maybe let's say 300, or let's say 250. Let it be 200 for this one, to plus 200, or without a minus, like that. When you try that, let's try that and we see what happens. When I say green flag, it's now going to be coming from a random position, as you're seeing. So that's how the random operator really helps us to control how our game should be. Okay. Let me see now at this point here, I need to now, because now we need to hide them when they reach here. That's why we need now to involve what we call we need to delete these clones when they reach at this point. And also we need to sense that when we need to enable this bowel to collect the fruits. So still under Apple, I'll go to control here and I just get my if here. If, put it just below the 10, and I say if touching. So in this case, I go to still go to sensing here, Then I get this first one, which says touching mouse pointer. Then I just put it here. If you don't understand anything, feel free to ask, because I'm going a little bit fast because we started late, and I expect you to get lost. So anytime you're lost, please just raise up your hand. Now, I say if touching, instead of saying mouse pointer, I just click on this arrow here. Then I choose if touching bowl, which is down the last one here now, in my case. If touching bowl, then I need it to first, let's now create a variable called, we need now to change the score here. How do we change this to put the score here? We go to variables here. So let me now talk about variables. A variable in Scratch or in any programming language is any I can just use, maybe it's a bucket where we store things. A variable is just like a collection. It can be seen like a box where you keep your money. You keep your money, and it's called a variable because the money keeps on changing. Today it can be 2,000, tomorrow it's 3,000. So a variable is anything that can change. So in this case, score can change, age can change, player health can change, and that's why we create them as variables. So I'll just make a variable here. I click on make a variable. When you click on variables here, this second last button here, then you click on make a variable, then just let's start with score. Now, when you create score, I don't need this, the my variable, so I can just right click on it, then I delete it, such that I have only one variable available here, which I'm going to be using. I can create more variables if I'm going to use them in my games, as we continue with the study, we are going to be looking at games with more variables or projects with more variables. So here I say, initially, I need to set the score. When green flag is clicked, the score should be set to 0. Score has to always begin with, you can't start a game and the score is 10. So it has to begin with 0. And when this flute touches the ball, then you change someone's score by 1 or by 2, depending on how you really want to make your first level of your game. And we are going to come to adding levels. For now, I don't want to complicate things by adding levels. So this one is going to have 1 level for the beginning, then we shall learn how to add now levels. So now I need to, the speed of these balls is modified by the number of steps that you're moving. If I say move 5 steps, the flute is going to be a little bit slower as you're seeing. So the more steps, the harder the game. So maybe level 1 can have someone moving the flute moving 5 steps. Then maybe level 2, someone can maybe move 10 steps. Then level 3, 15 steps, like that. So you keep on just modifying the number of steps here. So after changing this, I need also to maybe make a sound. So I just come to sound here. Then I just play a sound, which is, let me just start sound chop. Yeah, like that. And after playing sounds, I need to delete the clone. So the clone has to be deleted when it has hit, so it should disappear. So I come to control, and the last block here, which has under control, which has delete clone, then I just put it there. So just check out what's going to happen now when the ball, you see, that's what I wanted. So first of all, my score has to begin with 0, as you're seeing. So then this is just one flute. You can program, if you have understood the concept, you can program the remaining flutes. So now that's working fine. I also need, what if it reaches down here? I don't want it to stay here. So I need to establish which position is this. So let me just first stop. Then I come and I just place this down here. Then this Y position is minus. Maybe I can say minus 180. So let me come back to my to my fruit. Now here I say, I come and I get another if here. So it's just about, you can create any game that you feel like, as long as you think systematically and you try to compare. You just keep on trying to compare each block. When I use this block, what happens to the block, to my sprite? This is how programming is all about. You're not perfect on the first day, but if you keep on building on your curiosity and also trying out different blocks or different lines of code, you're going to achieve whatever game or whatever project that you want. So the same thing I'm doing, I'm just trying out. So I'll say, this is another if, and then I just put it. I don't put it inside this if, never put this if inside another if, just put it below this if, such that it's also starting its own program, but inside the forever, like you're seeing here. Then now under this, I'm going to say, I can have a line here, or I can just say if it reaches this point. So let me have a dangerous line here. Let me just paint. I come to paint, come here to choose a sprite, then come to paint. There is this paint here to paint your own sprite. And then just come and choose. I already spoke about this, but I'm going to be highlighting them as we learn. So this is to draw a line. I just want you to choose the one for line, then change the color. Can just let me for now, let me just have it to be red. So then you can, but when you grow in gaming, it should be hidden in the background. So the first thing you have to do maybe before even drawing this line, because you want it to be not to be seen. So first come to stage here. Under stage, I want you to choose your own backdrop, or you can download your own. So if you have a favorite, like for me, I have one, so I can just download. Maybe I get one of the backdrops here, which I already have. Let me get this one. And if you've gotten your backdrop like mine here, then you're now coming to come to your sprite one, then just draw a line. So I can draw a line which is color, maybe this faint red. I think that will do. Then I just draw it like that. So after drawing the line, I can move it. You just click on it, then you move it downwards here, such that it's hard for someone to notice that there is a line. And then call it, let me call it danger. So let me now see, when I come back here in the code for the apple, let me first try out and I see whether my game is, yeah, it's now having. So now you need to expand your backdrop. So you go back to backdrop such that it occupies the entire screen. So to do that, you click on backdrops here and just click on it here. You first convert to bitmap, sorry. Okay, convert to vector, sorry. Then click on the pointer here and then point on it, then just increase it to occupy the whole screen and also pull it down a little bit such that it occupies this whole screen. And then just click on your line, then move it down. So let me take some questions. I see Grace. Grace, please unmute. Your hand is up.
Can you please put back? I didn't get the part of the line or the danger line.
All right, so this is the danger line. It's here. You just draw in a line. You choose your own color for the line. You just click on the line here, then choose the color from here. And you can increase the thickness of the line by changing it, maybe increasing it maybe to 4 or whichever you decide. It's upon you. And then just after changing to your favorite color, you have to change a color which matches with your background. And then you just draw the line like that from left to right. Then after drawing it, you now click on it and then move it downwards like that. Does that make sense, Grace? Okay, so let me just put my line is hidden, so let me put it somewhere here. Now I see, let me give a chance to another question. Austin, please unmute. Whoever wants to ask a question now, they can do so. Austin, then we shall get to Sean.
Good morning, Teacher Solomon.
Morning, Austin.
Teacher, I've just joined. I've just joined right now.
Okay, did you install Scratch on your device?
I downloaded the wrong one.
Why do you say it's the wrong one? Okay, you can
Because it's
first use this one. First use the online version, then you will download. Just click on that link in the chat, then just use it for now. Then after the class, you will install your Scratch. Is that okay?
yes, please, teacher.
So when you joined in, Austin, we were just trying to develop a simple game, and you've not missed a lot because we are going to build another game after this one. So if you don't follow, then you prepare yourself to follow in the next game.
Okay, teacher.
All right. So let's give a chance to Sean. Sean, please.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes.
How do you make the fruits come from up and come back down and do it again? Like how the apple reacted.
Okay. Now that's what we call programming. You get it? So I clicked on my apple and I added these blocks of code. So if you missed while I was explaining, I just say that when you want this apple or maybe this banana to keep on reproducing, you have to use a block called, you have to go to control and use this block called create clone of myself. So I think let me just finish the apple, then you pay attention when I'm explaining while I'm building the code for the orange, which is also going to be the same, and you're going to understand how they are able to do that. So let me just come to my apple, then I complete the code. This is the last code for the apple. Then I get back to explain to you now how we make them to fall down and up like that. So here I'll say, if touching, now this I've already named my danger line ginger. So I'll just say in the chat, sorry, in the blocks here, let me see, where is that noise coming from? I think say, Sean, you can mute, okay. Now I say if touching, so I go to sensing, then I get this block which says touching mouse pointer. Just put it inside there like that, as simple as that. I'm thinking systematically. I've finished working on the bowel, and now when it hits the bowel, it can be able to increase this. The score can increase, and also it deletes itself. Now, if it touches the danger line, this danger line here, so I say if touching, click on this arrow here, then I choose danger. If touching danger, what should it do? You start thinking. It's upon you to decide what happens. The first thing I'm going to say, so I go to looks, then I say game over. You can decide to also say the person's score, but since they can see it here, I'm not going to do that. So say game over, then I can also play some sound, or maybe I will now delete this clone. So where is delete? I go to control to delete. Delete is the last block under control. This one, delete this clone like that. So they keep on deleting. Let me show you. Let me show you what happens now. When they come down, when the apple car reaches down, it's going to delete. My line is just not going. Let me first check out my line. Okay. So let me check out my danger line here. Costumes, then let's see if I can increase its size here. And I just move it here like this. Okay. So let me go back to my code, and it should really work now. So when I click the green flag now, sorry, I've said that if it's touching danger, then it should delete. As you've seen, when it touched the dangerous line down here, it deletes itself and it should be able to say game over. So after saying game over, it should stop everything. Then, so here I can say, after deleting everything, so let me say stop all. So stop all is still under control, which is here. Or you can decide so to remove this delete clone and just have the stop all. The game is over, and then you stop everything. So that's everything I have to do about the apple. Now I'm going to go to those who didn't understand. I want you now to pay attention while I program the orange. So let me first take some questions here. I see Christian. Christian, do you want to ask? Okay. Then, okay, if there are no questions, Christian, go ahead. Okay, let's give a chance to someone else who wants to ask. Austin, do you want to ask a question?
Teacher, can I please know what kind of sprite this is?
This is Scratch 3.0.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can use the link in the chat to use the online version or download the offline version. Now, after this, I need to come to the orange. Now let's program the orange. It has to be the same code, just a little bit different as you're going to be seeing. So under the orange, I will still go to events and I get the when green flag is clicked. And when green flag is clicked, remember, I don't need to repeat. I already set my score here. Score is already set at 0 whenever I start. So I created my variable score by clicking on make a variable. Then I just typed score and I made this variable score, which I changed. I'm going to also use the same in this fruit here for those of you who had missed. Now, when green flag is clicked, the first thing I need to do is to take this, where's my orange? Let me just take it here. Somewhere here. So I need to take it to that point. So I will go to motion, then I just select go to that block there. So after going to the same thing that we did here, we went to that in a position, then we hid. So you still say hide, which is under looks. You want this because the mother should not be seen. It's the children that are being seen, just like you're seeing this apple. You're not able to see the mother who is producing them, but they keep on coming. And that's how games are always programmed. Whenever you see these games and you see those fruits coming from up, there is always one sprite that has been coded to keep on producing the rest of the sprites. So let me also take, let me see. I need now to hide. So I go to looks and then I come to this block which says hide. Then I put it there. After hiding, I need now to produce. Now I'm the mother. This is the mother. This orange here is the mother. So I need it to keep on producing other sprites or their children. So that's also under, you first go to control because you want it to produce continuously. And we told you whenever you want something to happen continuously, you use the forever block. It means something happens forever until it's stopped. Then, so under forever, inside forever, I'll just add this block here, which is now still under control. I will look for the second last, which says create clone of myself. A clone is like something which looks like you. In the future, when you start making robotics, like if you join the class for robotics, you will be, you can decide to make a robot which looks like you, which acts like you, which thinks like you, which talks like you, and it does everything is completely, even the appearance of the face. That's what the technology which is now we are advancing to. It's called creating a clone of yourself, such that even when you're not in office, you can send your robot and people will think that you're the one because it's a clone of yourself. So a clone is something which shares the same characteristics like the original. So that's why we use this block. Create clone of myself, create something which is exactly like me. After how long? If you just say create clone of myself like this, it's going to be creating so many of them at a go. So you have to put the weight still under control. Weight maybe, in this case, I can keep on waiting maybe after every 4 seconds, you create. If after every 4 seconds, you produce. After every 4 seconds, produce, just like dogs do. So let me now, this is all you have to do for the production part. Now you want to, what happens to the child? So the child, you still go under control here. Then the last, second, third last, you get this block which has a stomach, which says when I start as a clone. This means when I start as a child, what should I do? So when I start as a child, I need to, first of all, to go to a particular position. So I needed to go maybe to that position there. And you just go to motion and get this block which says go to, just place it here. And this time round, you don't want it to just be coming from this point here, from this point. That's why you go to operators and put the random. You now make it to go to come from any random position, which is pick random. Pick the position of X. This is X horizontally, but vertically going up and down, it's Y, so that we don't do anything with Y, as you've seen in my code. I'm just going to work with my X here, but the Y is left alone. I don't tamper with the Y axis, or I don't tamper with the vertical movement of the sprite. So I will say pick random from maybe negative 300 to 300. Negative here, this minus, I mean in the opposite direction, in the left. It can come from the left, or the 300 means it can come from the right. So the minus just means this is coming from the opposite direction of this. And after picking random from this, then I need to point it downwards because I want it to start moving downwards. So I will say, I'll still go to motion and I choose point in direction, which is just here, point in direction. Which direction? So the direction, when you click here, you will always see this pointer here. So 180 is downwards. You can either type 180 here or just put it inside here like that to point downwards, exactly downwards. And after pointing in that direction, then you need now to start moving it. It's pointing down. So what next? To move. But the motion has to happen continuously. And we told you continuous, you have to go to control and get the forever. As simple as that. But before even, it's not being seen. When I click the green flag, it's not going to be seen. You see the orange is still hidden. So I need to show it. After pointing in direction, then I can show it. So I can go to looks here. Then I get the show here, such that my it can now be seen here and prepare to move downwards. So, and inside the forever, I'll just say, I go to motion, then I get the move 10 steps here. You can change the steps if you like. Let me make this maybe 6. What was the speed of my, this was 5 steps. So I can make this 6, or you can make them all to have the same speed. For the first level, this is now like level 1. And so let me first complete this, then I get to you, Benjamin. I see your hand is up. So move 6 steps. And after moving 6 steps, what happens? So let me see. What happens is we want to detect this vowel here. So you can go to control and get the if, which is here. If touching the vowel, you get, now you're bringing in the logic, the sensing part. And when I talk about sensing, I just go to sensing block here. Then I say if touching, which is the first block here, touching mouse pointer. Then I'm not talking about mouse pointer, but I'm talking about the vowel. So I click on this triangle here, then I choose vowel. If touching the vowel, then I need to change score by 1. So I come to variables here, and I get my change score here, which I created that variable. If you have a challenge creating variables, please let me know. So I change score by 1. And after changing score by 1, I also play sound. So I can go to sound to make the game not boring. Start pop. I will show you how to add more sounds here. There are so many sounds, so you can record even your own sound. So I have a few minutes left. So we start. After this, then I'm going to delete the clone. So I come to control, and the last block here, which has delete that clone. So let me try out and see. Now you see, that's what I really wanted. How about if the orange also touches this line? If the orange misses the vowel and it touches the line downwards here, what should happen? So you come to control still and get the if, then put it below the other if, but just in the same forever, like this. And now you see, if touching, so I go to sensing and I choose if touching mouse pointer. Instead of mouse pointer, I click on this arrow and I choose danger. If touching danger, if touching the dangerous line, then I just need to, can decide maybe to set score to 0, but that doesn't make sense. So what you do is you can place some sound. I'll show you how to add different sounds, or you can just say, or you speak. Let's speak here. And let me now show you how to add the speech, text to speech. So you click on this extension here. Click on extension and just add text to speech, which is here. I want to make it more fun. And under this, you just have to, when green flag is clicked, you get the set, you set the language here, and also set the voice of the person who is going to be speaking in your game. And so if it touches the danger, then I just need to speak. So I get this speak and I put it here. Then I change this. I say game over. Please try again. Try again. After saying this, then I'm just going to stop everything. So I come to control and I stop the game. Like that. Can even decide to speak their score, but we shall get to that after. This is all. If you have a question about now coding the sprites, please ask. But this should now work for the 2 flutes. and I'm now left with only one fruit. So the game, you have to collect all of them in order for you to proceed. So I hope now everyone has really programmed to at least 2 sprites.
Game over. Please try again.
Okay. Now the last thing, let me first take Benjamin. Benjamin, please unmute. If Benjamin's hand has lowered, then we can give a chance. Austin, I see your hand is still up. Did you just forget it up, or you want to ask?
I want to ask a question.
Please go ahead.
If we make our own games, can we download them?
Yeah, we shall show you how to download them and how other people can also play your games. That's something I'm going to show you. Don't worry. So let's first learn how to make them. Sorry, I was muted. Now, after this, we now need to get to the point which is exciting. I want now someone to try to program the last, the banana. So to program the banana, you just use the same technique. You just come to events. Who wants to try? I want someone to try and share their screen. Who wants to try and share their screen and program for us the banana? I see Trami says they haven't understood how to make it to speak. Okay, I'm going to just go back to the orange. I just went to, you got extension here. Let me annotate my screen and I give Christian the chance to. So let me, this block here, this, if you're seeing this icon here downwards here on your screen, which has this plus, is what I really used. So when you click on it, you will see so many extensions, but for now, I want you to choose the one which has text to speech, this one, to make your project to talk. This is the extension that you have to use. So when I click on it, these blocks here are going to be available to me, and you have to always first set the language which you want your person to speak, and then set their voice, which you like. I can decide either to speak giant or whichever you want, as you're seeing them here. Then now to make it speak, if touching the dangerous line here, I just get a block of speech. Then I put it inside here, and then I say what I want it to speak at that point. So that's how we do it, Trami. So Christian, do you want to unmute? Do you want to share? Who wants to share their screen and take us through how to code the banana? The same way I've been coding the apple. Just trying. I don't expect you to be right, but I just want you to try out. Who wants to try? Raise up your hand. Christian, do you want to try, or we can have Austin? Austin, do you want to try?
Yes, please, teacher.
Okay, you share your screen and you try explain to us how to code the banana, the other sprite.
I have access of all of the information.
Oh, sorry, Christian's audio doesn't work. So unfortunate. I didn't know that.
Still trying to share.
Okay, you can share your screen, Austin. And because we started late, I think the other part tomorrow we shall join a little bit early. and we have more minutes to fill up the last 30 minutes we lost today because of the problem on our side that made us to start 30 minutes late. So I don't see you sharing your screen, Austin. Have you given up? Nice, nice, nice. There he comes. Okay, still waiting for your screen. But in case you're still lost, please feel free to raise up your hand as we wait for Austin. You can raise up your hand, and if your audio is not working, Christian, please just type in the chat whatever you want to say, and then I'll be happy to respond to that. So I see Benjamin. Benjamin, please unmute.
I am trying to make the things move, but I'm still on the first step. I'm making the bowl move.
You missed the other part, the bowl move. Maybe I'll come back to that. But had you tried out the flutes?
Not yet.
Okay, don't worry. I'll give a recap after making the game.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I think Austin is failing to share his screen. So maybe let me just share mine. And then I just complete. We shall give him the chance maybe at the end. Sometimes the network can be slow. So you don't have to be frustrated that you failed to share your screen. Sometimes the network can fail to enable you share the screen. But we shall always give you a chance to present. Now, so after this, now let me just explain the last block, the last banana here. So under the banana, I do the same thing. I get the green flag here. And upon getting the green flag, I say I need to go to a position, of course. So I go to this position here. Let me just show you. I want the banana to start from up here. So I just place it a little bit up. And when I place it there, when I get my go to here, it will get the coordinates which are here. That's why I always first place it in the position where I want it to be before I get the block from this side here. And after that, then I need to hide. So I go to looks, then I hide like that. After hiding, then I also need to ensure that I produce more of this. So I'll go to control and I get my forever, put it here. And I still go under control downwards here. Then I create a clone of myself and then I wait. So Benjamin, you can still first be working with the flutes before you go to the bowl, which we shall go to last. Then after waiting, now you want to decide how many seconds do you want to wait. Let me say this can wait after every 7 seconds. Then the banana is also released. And that's all for production. Then now the child, I come still to get my, when I start as clone. When I start as a child, what happens? The first thing I need to do is to still get the go to here, which is under motion, go to, but this time round the X has to be random. So it can choose any random position to come from above here. So I go to operators here and I pick random, put it here like that. And after picking random, I need it to point downwards. So I go to motion, then I point in direction. downwards is 180. When I move this, you just move this arrow here downwards where you want it to point. So if it points exactly downwards, that will be 180. And after that, then before even moving, before doing anything, you need to show the sprites. So I come to looks, then I show. I think tomorrow I'm going to be showing you how these blocks are written in other languages like C++, like Python. So I'll just get maybe 5 minutes to encourage you what this means in another language, and you see where you're heading, because at some point you're going to be able to advance from scratch to a little bit difficult languages, but they are also going to be simple because you've done scratch. So this has shown, and as simple as that, then I now need to go to my control to get the forever, and then I need to put motion to make it to move now downwards. So I go to motion, then I move the first step here. I can decide to move 8 steps for this to be a little bit, or I just move the same speed, which is maybe 6 steps, like that. And then I do the same if it touches this bowl. So I can say, I go to control and I say if, then I go to sensing, I get this touching here, the first one, touching mouse pointer. If touching, instead of mouse pointer, I click on this arrow, then I choose if touching bowl. You have to change score. So I say change score under variables, change score by 1, and play a sound. So I go still to sound, then I play start sound, bite, yeah, or chop, whichever you choose. You get it? So after starting sound, now I need to say, let me also speak here. Maybe you can also add speak here and then say, you say, jam. How do you mention? I don't know how to pronounce that, but I will just say yummy. I just wanted to get a simple word when someone is happy after eating. I think this will work. So you can just say yummy, and then you delete this clone. So I go to control, and then I delete this clone. After that, then how about if it doesn't, if I fail to get it? So that's when I bring in another if here. Then I say if, I go to sensing and I say if touching the danger, which is this line here, which is in this faint color. So if touching danger, then speak. So I come to text to speech here and I just speak. Remember, I'm not repeating the setting language or setting voice because I already used them in one sprite. You don't have to again repeat them in this sprite. So I just speak. Game over. Please try again. Please try again. And then after speaking that, I need to maybe stop everything. So I go to control and I stop all, like that. So let me try out my game before I get to some questions. I see some couple of hands up, the usual hands. So when I click the green flag here, it's very hard.
Yummy.
Because they are coming.
Yummy. Yummy. Yummy.
So that's it. I won't really make myself a hero here in my own game. So this is a very simple game that you can make in Scratch. And there are so many games that you can make, but this, I just wanted to show you that you can make, this is only one level, but then tomorrow we shall be getting to adding levels to any game that you make. So before now we proceed, let me just take some questions in the chat. I see, let me just enable one. Yes, Austin. Do you want to ask?
Yes, please, teacher.
Do you want to ask a question or you just forgot your hand up?
I forgot my hand up.
Okay, how about Benjamin? For those who are just joining us, this is the link for.
I forgot my hand up.
All right, all right. So now let's get, after programming the fruits, we are now going to do a recap for, so let me just try out the game one more time. This is just a simple code that I used.
Game over. Please try again.
See, game over, please try again.
Yummy. Yummy. Yummy.
So you can build your own game, either Fruit Plus or
Yummy.
just using this skill before we learn other skills. So now maybe we shall get to transformer games as well, and you're going to see how we can download sprites or paint the sprites that are so a little bit dynamic. I think we shall be doing that in the following week for transformer game. So I see Twami says, teacher, is this the same way for making a game with people? Yes. For animations, we shall also get to animations. It's a little bit different for animations, but for animated games, you have to really do more than this. This is a simple game, and we can't do the game with animations today because you will be confused. So today we wanted to just make simple games, but throughout this camp, you're going to learn also how to make a game with animations, which requires some bit of long code more than this. So Joyce, please, I see your hand is up. Do you want to unmute? Okay, please go ahead.
I was saying I've not understood anything. My computer has been moving off and on like that. Now I'm on my mother's phone, but I'm not understanding. My computer is moving off and on, and I was not hearing you. I was not hearing you.
Sorry about that. But we have been recording this meeting, and we shall share with you the link for the recorded meeting. But before that, I think I'm also going to do just a recap of what I did for you to understand. Do you have, so if you haven't understood everything, then you're going to, I'm just going to explain the bowel and maybe one fruit, how to program one fruit. Then the rest you will see, you will watch the recorded meeting before tomorrow. And if you have questions after recording, after watching the recording, you can ask a question tomorrow when we start. Is that okay for you? Okay. Now, let me just talk about the bowel here. So the bowel is just simple, Benjamin. It's very simple to program the bowel. Let me just, let me explain code by code. This, you already know, green flag to start the program, and then forever to happen continuously. Now, this is what I do to move this bowel. This bowel is just stagnant here. But to move it to the right, I use this block. Let me start with this. I go to if, sorry, this is weird. So I go to if here, and this if just means that I'm saying if, let me just say, I get my if here from control, then I place it here inside the forever. And I want to say, if someone is clicking, their points, if you're using a keyboard, a computer, if you're using a phone, you can just, we shall show you how to develop now the games which are used for by the phones, just by someone twisting, or maybe twisting their phone, or you just using the touchpad or the touch screen. But for this game, I'm just concentrating on the keyboard. And when I go to sensing, then you get this key which has, if key space is pressed, put it there. But this time around, someone is not pressing the, you can program all these keys on your keyboard. But for my game, I only need the left key. As you're seeing, the left and the right arrow, these two are the ones I'm going to be using. Either the vowel goes to the right or to the left. So I choose the right, the right arrow here. And if this key right arrow is the one which is pressed, then you should move. So instead of moving, you don't use this. But this time around, we use the change X here. Change X by 10, change X by 5, change X by 15, whatever you choose. So me, let me choose 15 and I see. So change X by 15. And then I do the same thing for now left arrow here. So I have two if statements here. This one is going to the negative because it's in the left arrow. The left arrow is on your negative side of the number line, and the right arrow is on the positive side of the number line. And that's how I had them like this. Then I all bring them inside the forever. Let me also change this to 15 such that they are uniform. So when I click the green flag here, I can move very
Game
fast.
over. Please try
I
again.
can move very fast like that.
Game over. Please try
That's
again.
the use of this. So if you have any more any question, let me allow someone to ask. If you have a question concerning this vowel, before we move on to another thing, please feel free to unmute. And let me allow you to unmute. So you can unmute yourself and ask if you have any question concerning the vowel, how to control the vowel. Just unmute. I see Benjamin, your hand is up. Just unmute.
I was still controlling the banana.
Okay, you first program the vowel before you go to the banana. Because that's where you can always go to any sprite and code it, then come back to the other and finish it later. So I see, let me take another question from Joyce, please unmute. I think she's facing a network problem. Let's see. Sorry, Christian says, teacher, please read this message. Which message, Christian? I say I did not come from the start, so I did not understand. Sorry, this is why I'm trying to go through this. Sorry.
Is Andres. I'm just run. I guess use my mother's phone.
All right.
My mother's called Joyce.
Oh,
what's just asking.
What's your name once again?
That for me, I'm not just controlling anything. I'm just seeing.
Oh. Your network is a little bit not clear. Sorry, we lost her. But you can type in the chat. You can type in the chat your name, and maybe I'll get your name instead of calling you Joyce. So if there are no more questions, I can now proceed to the next. So now let me try out, for those who didn't understand from the start, let me get another sprite and I program it, the last one. So when I click on choose a sprite here, and this time round, I want to choose still under food. So I click on food and let me get some salads, or let me get, this doesn't really work for me. Let me get some salads. Okay, let's feed the bowl with some salad. And I just make it smaller, maybe 50, by changing the size here to 50. But the salad is the same color with my background. Anyway, that's still okay. So now to code this, let me do this one last time. Then I give Christian the chance to share his screen as requested. So I go to control here to events. Then I get the when green flag is clicked here. And when green flag is clicked, I just want to take this bowl here to this position here, above here. So I click on it. I want it to come up here. And that's why I go to my motion and then I go to like that. So after going to this position here, I need now to hide. So I go to looks, then I get my hide. Even before going to any position, I can just first hide. And then I go to this position after hiding. Then I need now to implement the forever, which is under control, and I'm implementing the production, reproducing, that's clone, which is under control. I create a clone of the bowel such that they keep on coming, producing themselves. After every, maybe let's say after every how many seconds? After every 5 seconds still, let's say after every 5 seconds. And okay, the bowel can come after every 8 seconds or 7 seconds. Let it delay, we don't need more of it. Then this is all for production. Now you come to control still and get the when I start as a clone, because you've created a clone, what happens to the clone? So when I start as a clone, what I will do is to go to, so I go to motion and I go to this, use this block, go to, put it here, like that. So in this case, this is different because here I'm now going to a random position. Here I was just going to a position which is fixed, but here the X has to be random. I go to operators and I get the pick random here. It can be from maybe, let's say, minus 250 to 250, like that. Or whichever you choose. I'm choosing this because it's at least at the edges here. Then I put it where there's 35, such that my X keeps on changing that, as you can see.
Oh.
Yes?
My name is Rana,
Yes, Rana?
the one you have just been calling Joyce.
Oh, okay, Rana. Sorry, I was just reading.
Let me just share my screen.
Okay.
Right. I was asking, I don't see.
You can share your screen. Sometimes when you turn off your video, your network.
I sent for your message. I can't now.
When you turn off your video, your network. Please share your screen, then we get to Christian. Before I continue, I think I'm leaving you behind. Okay, Rana, I think you're failing to share your screen. Maybe we shall give you a chance after Christian. I see Benjamin's hand is up. Please unmute.
Where I have put the background, and I'm wondering how to put a line.
Okay, I'm going to get to that. I'm going to show you how to put the line. Don't worry. The line is simple to put, to paint. Okay. Let's get Christian's question, then we go to summarize. We have to finish in 3 minutes time.
Okay.
Christian, what are you sharing? Are you sharing Scratch or you're sharing Google, the browser? Okay, maybe you first stop sharing, then we complete, and I'm going to give you a chance to share and ask your question later because we have a few minutes left. Now, let me just share my screen. And let me conclude this, then I get to painting the dangerous line as requested by Benjamin. So here I say, after going to this random position, then I need to point downwards. So I go to motion and I point in direction. If I'm this direction downwards here. And after pointing downwards, then I need to show because it's already hidden. Now I go to looks and I show like that. So after showing, I go to control. Now I need it to start moving forever. So I first bring the forever from control and I put it here. You can always drag your blocks anywhere in order to be organized. So let me just put it down here. And I say forever, I go to motion, then I move 10 steps, or I can move maybe 7 steps, whichever you decide, whichever speed you want. And after moving this, then I need to go to control, then I do the same thing. If it touches the bowel, so if touching bowel, touching is under sensing, and I say if touching, instead of mouse pointer, I'm going to choose bowel here. If touching the bowel, then I'm going to, if it touches the bowel, this bowel here, then I want to change score. So I go to variables. If you're lost, please let me know. Don't sleep in class. So change score by 1. And after changing score by 1, then I also need to play sound. So I go to sound here and I just start sound, any sound. Start sound chop works for me. So I'll leave it at that. And after starting this, then I need to speak. So I say, I go to text to speech here, then I speak. Delicious. And after this, then I delete the clone. So I go to control and I delete this clone. So it's the last block here, delete the clone here. That's as simple as that. This is my code. Then I do the last code, which is now for the dangerous line here. So I get the if, and I put it here below. Then I say if touching, so I go to sensing as well, and I say if touching, mouse pointer, and instead of mouse pointer, I say danger. If touching danger, then speak, go to text to speech here, then I speak, game over, please try again. Game over, please try again. After speaking this, I need to now stop everything. So I go to control and I stop all like that. So that's what I meant here now. When I start my game here, everything is going to, so it's too fast. Let me try to reduce it to 4 such that I can manage
Yummy. Game
in the beginning we
delicious.
come at a go.
Game over. Please
Not
try
a bit
again.
hard. But then
Yummy. Game over. Yummy. Game over. Yummy. Game
let me
over.
just first change the speed of all of them. So this is 6. Let me change it to 4. Then the banana, I also change it to 4, such that I can be able to control my own game.
Delicious. Delicious. Yummy.
Yes. Yes. Like that. Now it's
Yummy. Delicious.
even the bowl, even the fruit salad
Delicious. Yummy.
is also coming. So like that. So now let me get to the danger line. To paint the danger line, you just, Benjamin, you just come here where there is choose a sprite. Don't click, but come to this paint brush here. Then click the paint brush, and then you will have something like this. And you just click on line here. Then after clicking on line, click on this where you see outline, then change your color. If you want black, then change to black. And if you want to decrease or increase the width of the line or the thickness of the line, you just modify that using this. Then you just click anywhere here, then move your hand over the touchpad or over the phone if you're using a phone, like that. And that should really draw the line. Then you can just come and click on the line, then move it downwards here. The way you can move these other shapes is the way it can also move. And give it a name. Here there is sprite, but instead of sprite 1, just call it, you can call it danger, or let me call this dungeon, like that. Give it a unique name. And that's all about, so that's how I named, I was able, you don't have, the danger doesn't need any code. You don't have to code the danger. You only need to code the bowel and the fruits. I hope that makes sense. Tommy, do we have, do we have any question? Are you lost? Is it hard? Please talk to me. If you're lost, don't you feel free to let me know.
No.
All right, all right. We hope tomorrow it's not going to be a little hard. I was too fast today because we started late, and I apologize for that. So tomorrow we are going to start early, and we are going to go using the normal speed. So Benjamin, please, I see your hand is up.
Yeah, is it okay if I can use the recording so to redo the thing?
Yes, I'm going to send the recording today.
Okay.
Everyone. All right, so let me take the last questions before we end today's session. So let me just play my game for 1 second. And if you've finished your game, I want you to also raise up your hand and allow you to share your screen and then show us your game. Okay, let me just start over here. This is
Yummy.
I'm not going to handle.
Yummy. Game over. Please try again.
So tomorrow you're going to learn how to make it to make it come from let them not come at the same time.
Yummy. Delicious.
The game is going to be someone is going to reach the second level.
Delicious. Delicious.
So now let me fail.
Game over. Please try.
And my score is now 22. So now that's it. Let's prepare for tomorrow. And tomorrow we also have a graduation party for the previous participants. So if you feel free at around 3 p.m., you can also join. We shall share with you. You just let me know if you would be interested to join. Then we share with you the Zoom link for the graduation for tomorrow's participants. So if there are no questions, we are going to meet tomorrow earlier than, I think tomorrow we are going to meet exactly at 11:30. Then we shall have an additional 30 minutes to cover what we, or maybe 10 minutes to cover what we had was supposed to cover today. I'm also going to share with you some notes for you to read through, and also the recorded meeting to help you move to the step where we were there. So let me take some questions. If you have a question, please unmute. If there are no questions, I'm going to wish you a good afternoon, and see you tomorrow. Tomorrow we shall be early. I'll make sure I charge.
Hello.
Yes, Joyce?
I'm going to start.
Okay, I think we lost Joyce. So let me just stop sharing this, recording the meeting.